he spent a whole week laying this thing out. And Pete Shapiro says, Bruce, this is like tattooing your nose. I hope you realize it. At that point, I was into tattooing my nose. But so we did that car, and we just drove it everywhere. And this, Dave Parker, this is my favorite shot of the car. Are you here, Dave? Does that look familiar? Oh God. You know, Dave Parker, wherever you are, there's Dave Parker. He's looking at you through that lens, and really amazing. So I don't think there's another car that kind of looks like that. And I'm this at the Las Vegas Formula One race. Max Verstappen, does that mean anything to anybody? World famous driver. So Red Bull chose my car to drive him around in. I'm going to see if this thing works. Can you hear? So I'm over there, and and so they wanted me to drive him around, you know, to kind of a parade lap, and put me in a hot rod, and I'm 12 years old again. And you'll see what happens here in a minute. That was for Derek. You know, it's so much fun because that car just loves to peel out, and I'm such a squirrel, you know, can't help myself. So the next car we got was this nickel car, and this was done by a guy named Bob Morris. And Bob Morris lived in Santa Barbara. He was an antique dealer, and he tried to buy the Don Spencer car, but for the reasons I just explained, it wasn't for sale. So he decided what he was going to do. He was going to build his own car, and he built this car. No Chevy engine, all Ford parts. You know, Gurney Westlake, Weber's. It's just an awesome car. And we took it to Pebble Beach, and we continued to win a prize there. And we drive these cars. Every car we have, we drive. Every car we have. And one of my favorite drivers is this car, the Proofer car. And Tom Proofer was a drag racer. How am I doing on time? We're good? Okay. Okay. We'll get here to the end pretty quick. But so this car here, I've driven Route 66. I just drove it to Havasu for Deuce with Derek's dad. Anyways, I just love this car. And by the way, I appreciate the fact that you're saluting the flag. I am a pretty patriotic guy. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to, you got to be careful what you say. But yeah, leave the flag and God in our country, and I'm a happy boy. So my wife and I did Route 66, and we went to a little town called Oatman. Has anybody been to Oatman? Everybody. Okay, so you'll relate to this. So, you know, there's donkeys or burros running around, right? So hot rods attract just the nicest people. So these two guys had their Harley parked across the street, and they came over and they said, "Can I get a picture by your car?" I said, "Sure." So I took it. And then these three gals did not speak a word of English. They were from Italy. And so I got the fact that they wanted to get their pictures taken. And these guys were just, you know, why not? Sure. So they took these pictures. Now, I want this to be politically okay, but they were explaining to these women, like, the tradition in America is to show your... And I'm kind of like... So that's as far as they got. Anyways, it was fun. And so this was just cruising. Somebody took this picture. I thought it was kind of a cool picture. And then we also took it we started in Big Sky, Montana, and ended up in Sun Valley, Idaho, a couple months ago. And there's a car parked in the background. A fellow named Ross Myers, who's won the Grand National Roadster Show. He is a really good friend, and Ross put that tour together. It was really, really fun. So this is my home garage, and somebody here knew Dave and Mark, right? Amazing guy. So I bought that red car back east, and it was supposed to be ready to go. You know what that means. And so we took it to SoCal. I just wanted to get it serviced, and of course the engine was up against the firewall, and nothing. It was far from like what I think road ready. And we thought as long as we pulled the engine out, we'll have Dave Enmark restore to do the engine over, which he did do. Those are original Arden heads, and Scott Blower. I said, if you were Lance Reventler, you were the wealthiest guy going, and you wanted to have the little deuce coupe, this is it. It checks every box. You put black walls on it, it looks like one thing, white walls, it looks like another. And we drove it up to Pebble Beach, drove it around Pebble Beach, and just enjoy the heck out of that. And all we've done is just add oil or water or whatever it takes to keep the thing going. And it just runs so great. It's a fantastic car. So this was a little trip.
Hey, is there two of you?
There's two of us.
That's an echo.
Okay, no big deal. Our IT guy will take care of it. So this was the trip up to Canada, and it's another one of our little roadsters. And they have deuce days in Vancouver, and it's pretty darn special. A lot of deuces, and I've driven up there with Pete Chaporis, and Roy Brizio puts it together, and Vic Edelbrock, and here it is in another car. So this is kind of one of my favorite cars. This was done by a guy named Larry Roller, or Three Window Larry. If you look at the ham, hokey ass message board, this Larry Roller, everything he did to this car, it has a rolling bones chassis, and then everything he did, he had to get the approval of everybody on the ham. So it was like a 5-year build. And to me, this car just checks every box. And I've driven the car to Canada. I've driven it everywhere. Newport Beach, I just drive it everywhere. Just put me in it and just aim it. And I kind of think of it as the Doane Spencer coupe. It's got the Schroeder steering. It's a magnificent chop, Henry Ford body, very cool thing. And this was it at the In-N-Out, something. It is celebrating something. I mean, I'll go to any celebration, so I drove it out there. But this was a great event. I went with Derek's father to the reunion at the Rock, gathering at the Rock in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And Larry Roller was from Oklahoma, so they asked if I'd bring the car back. I go, heck yeah, So we brought it back and we drove it around those parts. It was pretty cool. So being a hot rodder, you want to experience Bonneville, right? So I drove this Camaro 124 miles an hour, but Bonneville is kind of like the rodeo, in my opinion. People come to see the bull riders, right? And you really want to drive a roadster. So we built this roadster. It was originally built by Gary Bowers, and then it was retired, and then Ed Pink and Cook. Anyways, we rebuilt the whole thing, and we took it to Bonneville. And this, let me just see it. By the way, Bonneville is best. Now, sadly, Ed Pink, we dynoed the engine. It was like the ride of my life. And we had a little engine problem, so we had to take it home. The next 2 years it rained out, so we didn't get to do it exactly what we wanted to. But that's my son and I at Bonneville, and this is the Camaro. And then this is pretty cool. For me, that was a dream come true. So these are just some of the deuces, one of which I saw a picture of the Doyle Gamble car. That's at the very top. That's Bowder restored that. And that's just a few of the deuces. You can see I'm pretty crazy about deuces. We actually did a book on the deuces called The Deuce. And we have eight of our deuces there. And then I just love this next picture. That's Vic Edelbrock, Ed Pink, myself, and Wally Parks. And that was one of Wally's birthdays. And then this was out here just before Rick, oh my God, with the red jacket, you know, Rich Lorenzen. And that man is kind of like Peter Dunkel, you know, all heart. He's a big guy, but like Peter Dunkel over there, that man is all heart. And so was Lorenzen. You know, he built that beautiful museum, and I think they're struggling. You know, it's not easy, you know, museums. And this was a car we restored. Steve Davis did, and it's the Greer Black Prudhomme dragster. And while we were restoring it, it's so small. It's 12 feet long or something. It's just like a peewee, but it won everything. It was the most winning dragster in the history of the sport. 241 races and 4 losses. And while we were doing it, I asked Don, you know, for his blessing, and somebody did a painting of it. They wanted to sign. Don would have nothing to do with any of it. I don't know if you knew Don when he was racing, but it was only, I mean, anything other than winning was of no interest to him. And I mean, if he were sitting in that front row, I'd say, you were an asshole. And he'd be the first to say, yes, sir. But after he retired, he just became a love, and he comes by the garage all the time. As you can see by those pictures, he's a pretty special guy. So this is my daily ride. I bought it new in '95, and took it to SoCal, and we put it on the ground, and that's it. That's all she wrote. At any rate, I just want to say thanks for all your enthusiasm. It was an honor.
Boy, was I ever right that I didn't have anything to say that was more important than this guy right here.
Well,
I can't thank him enough.
Well, it's a pleasure, and to the oh yeah.
So I got this for you. We got this for you.
Yeah.
Rods. You can tell them what this is.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So there was a guy named Don Tognati. I'm sure many of you went to the Oakland Roadster Show, and Don Tognati, early on when we first started restoring old cars, he said, would you present a trophy to a preservation car? So for the last 30 years, I've been doing that. And I think our selection has been pretty good. This year, we gave it to Kurt Catello. I say it's the best looking trophy because they're like the crap trophies that they give, those plastic things. You know, I should, wait a minute. John Buck in the house? No, anyways, this what I did. Tom Sparks had a trophy that he won at El Mirage or somewhere, and we replicated it, and that's what we give. It weighs about 25 pounds, but thank you very much. This is very special. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. This is great. I will find a good spot for this, and I'll get my thumb drive before we.
Can I copy that?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sit in
Pleasure.
my seat.
Okay, got it.
Thank you so
Oh yeah.
much. Thank you. Thank you very much.